Hello everybody. So let's start the third set of the prelims question. This is a set B of discussion. We had discussed the question number 1 to 10 in the first video, question number 11 to 20 in the second video. In this video, we'll discuss from 21 to 30. So let's discuss. So prelims paper which happened on 4th of October. So question number 21, a parliamentary system of government is one in which. So what is a parliamentary system? Where government is elected and representative go in the parliament, and the representative in the parliament, they're accountable to the parliament. Okay, they're accountable. And how can they remove? They can be removed in the parliament itself. Okay, so jo government banti hai, that government can be removed. The no confidence motion can be passed, and if government does not have the requisite numbers in the house, in the parliament, then government can be removed. So if you see this, the government is responsible to the parliament and can be removed by it. This option is the right option. The other options are not even close. Okay, so D is incorrect. So B is the right answer. In parliamentary form of government, we have a responsible government, and they are accountable to the parliament. So that is question number 21. Question number 22. Which part of the Constitution of India declares the idea of welfare state? So welfare state is basically depicted in Article 36, and that is in the 36, 37. There are multiple articles. Right from Article 36 to 51, we have DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy, which envisions the idea of welfare state. So automatically, it's a factual question, very straight away. So A is the right answer. So what exactly welfare state do? It focuses on ensuring that people are given certain kind of social right, economic right, livelihood, job. These are the idea of welfare state. Question number 23. Consider the following statement. The Constitution of India defines its basic structure in terms of federalism, secularism, fundamental rights, and democracy. Now, basic structure was not defined in the Constitution. In fact, it is not mentioned in the Constitution. Basic structure was defined through the Keshavanand Bharati case in 1973. So it is an innovation of the judiciary. There was Supreme Court judgment which happened, and why it was in news recently. Keshavanand Bharati, the mutt, the person, the Keshavan, he died recently, and that is why it was in the current affair. So defines basic structure. Okay, so we have. Does Constitution define? No, it is not true. Constitution define nahi karta hai. It is outside the Constitution. The Constitution of India provides for judicial review to safeguard the citizens' liberties and to preserve the ideals on which the Constitution is based. Yes, judicial review is very important part of the Constitution, though it is not mentioned in the Constitution, but Article 13 specifically mentions about judicial review, that if any law violates rights, liberties, Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, it can be null and void. So it does provide, and the liberties are taken care. So 2 is the right answer. Now here it is not saying that it is mentioned in the Constitution. वो ये कह रहा है, does it provide? Yes, it does provide through Article 13. So these are the Keshavanand Bharati case, as I discussed. These are the outcome of the Keshavanand Bharati case. Statement 2 is correct, because judicial review is the power of the court to ensure the constitutionality of law. कोई भी law pass होता है, the constitutionality of law. Even the act done by executive can be questioned in the parliament as well. Okay, sorry, by the judiciary as well. So that is the B is the right answer. Question number 24. One common agreement between Gandhism and Marxism. Now there are two ideological theories, very opposite end. So Gandhism talk about non-violence, okay, non-violence. Marxism is about meeting the objective. Violence can be there, but both of them have a common objective to reach the goal of stateless and classless society. Okay, so that was the objective. And so option like abolition of private property, no, Mahatma Gandhi never talked about abolition. He said that the people who are rich are the trustees of the private property. Economic determinism, no. The theory of economic determinism was given by Marxian theory itself. Class struggle is also Marxian theory. And the option 1, that is A, the final goal of a stateless society, that is basically mentioned. That is the outcome both the ideology wants, Gandhism and Marxism. In which of the following, in the context of India, which one of the following is the characteristics appropriate of bureaucracy? So what is bureaucracy? Bureaucracy is there to implement the government schemes, policies. They are the executive permanent executive who are basically involved in the implementation of public policy. So D is a very much clear option which is looking here. But one more thing, bureaucracy provides stability and economic growth also. So even C option can be little closer, but it is talking about political stability. Now remember, these are not political people; these are, apolitical people. Okay, so they do not provide political stability; they provide administrative stability. You can say even the government change, these people are there. So D is a clear-cut option here. Bureaucrats are politically neutral. Question number 26. The preamble of the constitution is a part of the constitution. Yes, preamble is a part of the constitution and it is mentioned as per Kesavanand Bharati case. Now you can remember twice Kesavanand Bharati case has been discussed. So it is a part of the constitution as per Kesavanand Bharati case, but it has no legal effect. No, it has no legal effect and independently of the other parts. So it has no legal effect, that is also true, and it is independent of the other parts. There are 22 parts of the Indian constitution. So this is the D is the right answer. Question number 27, gold tranche. So the forex consists of the currency plus SDR rights plus RTP, reserve tranche position. So these are reserve. These are like reserve which a country can use when there is a crisis. So every country they provide a fund to the International Monetary Fund (IMF). Okay, and extra is used as reserve. So here is it's a credit system granted by IMF to its members. So India can use this if there is a need of dollars when there is a crisis called balance of payment crisis. So जब भी balance of payment crisis होता है, then we can use the system. So this is a very clear-cut factual question. With reference to India, the provisions of the Part 4 in the Constitution of India, which of the following statements are correct? Part 4 is what? It is a DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy. Again, a next question on DPSP. They shall be enforceable by the court. No. Part 3 is enforceable, not Part 4. So 1 is out. Now 2 is common. Now let's come back to 3. The principle laid out in this part are to influence the making of laws of the state. That is right. DPSP are also said to be the part of the constitution which is fundamental to the governance of the country. So jo bhi laws, when government of India or state government or local bodies, when they make laws, they will look at DPSP and that will give them a vision how do we implement, what kind of law should be implemented. So that is true. The 1 and 3 both are correct. So answer here is C. Sorry, answer 1 is incorrect, right? Sorry. So 1 is incorrect. So answer here is D. They shall not be enforceable. So I'm sorry. So answer here is D. Okay. So they are not enforceable. That is, fundamental rights are enforceable. So 2 and 3 are the right option. A very good question. Consider the following statements. According to the Constitution of India, a person who is eligible to vote can be made minister in the state for 6 months, even he or she is not a member of legislature of state. Now there is no qualification for member, there is no qualification for to become a minister, but voting is done at 18 years age. Okay, so you can vote at 18, but if you want to become a minister, you have to have 25 years minimum. Okay, so statement 1 is incorrect. It is not mentioned in the constitution, but any member of parliament, if you want to go in the house, you have to be member of parliament or MLA, legislative assembly, and for that minimum age is 25. According to Representative People Act, the person convicted of criminal offence is sentenced to imprisonment for 5 years. Actually 6 years it is there. Okay, so 2 is also incorrect. And first is qualification for member of a minister is he should be citizen 25 years. 1 is incorrect and 2 is incorrect because a person found guilty of the following should be disqualified for a period of 6 years. Okay, so 6 years. So D is also, D is both the options are incorrect. Neither 1 or neither 2. The last question of this video. Consider the following statements. The President of India can summon a session of Parliament as place as she thinks fit. Now this is right. Normally it happens in the Parliament. The Constitution of India provides for 3 sessions of the Parliament. This is also true, and in a year, but it is not mandatory to conduct all the 3 sessions. Okay, so it provides 3 sessions of the Parliament. Yes, it is, but it is not mandatory. Well, it is mandatory to conduct the session, but the period between both of them should be at least 6 months. Okay, so here 2 is incorrect. There is no minimum number of days that Parliament is required to meet in a year. That is also right. So we have C as a answer. So that completes this video. It had a lot of quality questions.